Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the United Stand. It is me, Tanbridge, and I'm going to start off with Onana. What's my name? Onana. What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? Dig here. You can't be our player. People don't want you. They want a new keeper. Oh, no. That could be a chant, That could be a really good song. I've just made that up from the top of my head. I have some bars. I do. I do have some talents, not just presenting. But welcome, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well and okay and enjoying their weekend. The sun is shining. Old Trafford is actually behind me. Let me just show you guys if I can drop my shoulder. There you go. There's Old Trafford. There you go. So I'm not far away from my home, Old Trafford. But unfortunately, it's not Mark. No, it is Mark's Stand double. It's me fast. But yeah, hope everybody's okay. There's a lot to cover today, right? I'll talk about, obviously, Onana. I'll talk about Theo Hernandez. We're not linked with him. I'll touch on Bruno comments as well, quotes that have come out. I'll touch on Pogba's comments that have come out. I'll also be touching on a couple of players that are linked possibly to be leaving Manchester United as well. So yeah, get your biscuits, tea, whatever it is you want, your dinner, everything ready. Let's go straight into it. Let's start off with this Onana topic, actually. Chelsea are not in the race. They are not going to put the credit card out to go and buy Onana. And that's good news for us. That is only one thing and one good news for us. It is we have a clear run to go and get Onana. What's my name, right? Look, David De Gea has interest from Saudi Arabia. David De Gea has still not put pen to paper, even though agreement in principle is there. Even though they've agreed on wages. It's only a couple of weeks left now. I think it's 2 weeks, week and a half that's left for David De Gea to make his mind up. And I think, look, it's time to see David De Gea out. It is. However way you want to look at it, it is. And my thing is this: if we can have a to go and get the likes of Onana, we should. We 100% should. 50 million euros is what's quoted for Andre Onana, and it's a good price in this day and age, in a market where he's been on the Champions League final. It's a good price to pay for a goalkeeper. I think we could maybe get 40 million in there, 40 million euros, and start negotiating. 35, start negotiating. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below quickly. Big up to everyone. Get your super chats in if you have any questions for me as well. I'll say it this way, though. I mean, looking at Onana, and if David De Gea leaves, right, and Onana comes in, what happens with our other goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, who is linked to be sold as well? Are we going to need two goalkeepers then? Is David De Gea actually going to end up signing and being our second keeper? Are we going to bring in a keeper that gets phased in so David De Gea actually ends up staying our number one next season, and then Onana becomes our number one next season? You have to look at it from all perspectives. You have to look at it from all angles, right? If we let Dean Henderson leave, we'll cash in some good money there that we can use in the market. But then that means that money can get allocated for someone like Andre Onana, right? Cool, that's fine. But then that would also mean David De Gea would have to put pen to paper so he can stay and we have another keeper. We can't let all the keepers go, can we? Let's be honest. Butland has gone to Rangers. Dean Henderson is linked, and there is money there to be made. David De Gea is linked to leave the club. So what's going to happen? This is my main thing. I want to understand if we can have two keepers. Does that mean we need to go and bring another free keeper, a backup keeper? We need two strikers. That would mean we need two goalkeepers as well. That's why I said previously, I'm actually okay with David De Gea staying in the club as a second keeper. But then how would Ten Hag go about this? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. If Dean Henderson is sold and we get that money, we can allocate it to Onana, and that'd be brilliant. But then what does that mean for David De Gea? Where would the club be? And where do we stand in terms of our squad next season? Because obviously we need goalkeepers. Big up to everyone as well. I think the type of football we want to play and what's Onana shown, it doesn't make any sense not to go for him, right? Like I say, goalkeepers, it's very hard to find a goalkeeper that could fit in your team for a good price tag, especially when we don't have a huge ton of budget. We have to make sure we comply with FFP as well. We're going through a takeover process as well. So for me, I think it would make sense to keep David De Gea and then go and get Onana, cash in on Dean Henderson, sell him for 30 million to Forest, and allocate that money to Andre Onana. Do you guys think that's a good idea? Because I think so. I think it's now time to go and get that deal done. Whether you like it or not, we do need a keeper, right? This is true. This is something we can all agree on, whether we like it or not. In the market where there's Costas, there's Briers, there's Emi Martinez, there's Mike Maignan, you can look at all of these keepers that people would prefer. Onana has worked with Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag knows Onana very well. In a Champions League final, he has shown his quality, what he can do on the ball. And that's something that you all have been, the people who want a new keeper anyways, have been asking for. So why not? Why not go for him? For 40 million, for 45 million, 40 million pounds, 50 million euros, go and get for him. Dean Henderson for 30 million is a pipe dream, in my opinion, but it's not. Reports have come out. We could actually make that money from Dean Henderson, and that money could go to a new keeper. But like I say, that means you have to keep David De Gea. David De Gea wouldn't. I think the most important thing to understand is if David De Gea does leave, he's going to leave to somewhere where he can make the most money now, and it would also mean we're losing our number one. We can't be replacing our number one with a backup goalkeeper. We need to be replacing our number one with a solid number one, someone that can play better than David De Gea plays right now. I know I spoke on the morning show, and I'll touch on it quickly. If David De Gea is leaving, it's important to make sure that David De Gea is given a fair send-off. And I know a lot of people on Twitter have told me and online have told me that, look, there are some club legends who didn't get the send-off they deserve. And you know what? I agree. I do. But that doesn't mean David De Gea shouldn't. That doesn't mean David De Gea shouldn't be getting the send-off he deserves. Others haven't, and that's then. This is now. Just because someone who's left before didn't get a send-off then doesn't mean going forward you do that with every player. Let's be fair here. And it's not David De Gea's fault that other legends haven't had the send-off that they deserve. I'm sorry, but what's gone is gone. David De Gea is here. He's won the Golden Glove. He's helped us win Carabao Cup. Unfortunately, he's made mistakes. Unfortunately, the club is moving in a new direction when it comes to David De Gea's positioning. Unfortunately, we wanna ball playing, box commanding, cross claiming goalkeeper, and that's what we want. So Andre Onana is not linked with Chelsea anymore. Chelsea have pulled out, so let's go and get him. 50 million euros. I think Manchester United need to act fast, act quick before anybody else starts showing interest, and go and secure that deal. So yeah, that's my kind of take on Andre Onana. Harrison with Super Chat, thank you very much, says, I thought Onana and Ten Hag had fallen out when he was in Ajax. Fallouts happen between managers and players. Thank you for your comment. Fallouts happen between managers and players, but that doesn't mean he can't come back. It happens. It happens with many players. Look, when Mourinho came to Manchester United, people thought his relationship with Juan Mata won't be good, but it was okay. And Erik ten Hag is a professional person. He's not the type of person that goes in public and slates a player and goes in public and say something. Look, even during the Ronaldo situation, Erik ten Hag was respectful. Erik ten Hag was honest. Erik ten Hag, constantly said nothing but praise about him, even gave him captaincy in certain games. So just because a situation had occurred before doesn't mean that's going to be the case for the future. And also, Erik ten Hag has said positive things about Onana as well. He's saying he's a masterful goalkeeper. So just because they had a fallout or a situation then, it doesn't mean that it will play a part now. Manchester United do need a goalkeeper. The club does know they need a goalkeeper. On what priority list does that come on? It depends on how the market goes. It depends on how our sale goes. That's the thing. A lot of people say Costa, there's Costa, yes. Like Anthony says, Onana, no. in a situation like this, can we pick and choose? Let's be honest. You want to go and get the best keeper. You want to go and get Costa. How much is that going to cost you? If you get Costa, again, whatever keeper you get, it would mean retaining either Dean Henderson or David De Gea. Comment down below, who would you rather keep? I'd love to know that. Would you rather keep, unfortunately, I can't do a poll, but would you rather keep Dean Henderson or would you rather keep David De Gea? Who would you rather your second choice goalkeeper be? Don't forget, Dean Henderson had come out and said some comments about Manchester United as well when he went on loan. How do people feel about that? Let me jog your memory a little bit. Glyn says, hello, Faz. Hope we win Glazers out. I enjoy. Just lost that. I enjoy your show, being a member for 8 days. Thank you very much for being a member for 8 days. And thank you very much for the nice comments as well. Yeah. Dean Henderson had some things to say about Manchester United and his time here. How does that make you feel? Would you want to keep Dean Henderson and let David De Gea go so that the wage structure is a bit tighter so we save money on wages? Would you rather make the cash from Dean Henderson and put it towards Onana so we can, or whoever, so we can get a better keeper? Because that 30 million would go, I promise you, that 30 million from Dean Henderson's sale, if that happens, would go a long, long, long way for Manchester United, especially in a season when we have to abide by FFP, even if we get a new owner. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you very much for the super chat from, let me just bring that up, from Hugh, who says, news just in, United linked to sign Phillips. Oh, okay. Got me there. Yeah, I think I would rather keep David De Gea and let go of Dean Henderson. Use that money to go and buy Andre Onana. Moving on, let's go to the next topic. Theo Hernandez, who is not linked with Manchester United, as Manchester United don't think that is a priority position. And I'm glad that we're not actually linked with Theo Hernandez, because we don't really need a left back, do we? We've got one of the best left backs we could ask for. We've got Luke Shaw and we've got Malacia, who was an absolute steal that we got for 15 million, who was linked with another club. And Fabrizio said, here we go. But Leon, it didn't happen. And we swooped in and made a fantastic purchase with Malacia. And we don't really need left back. So we don't need to be entertaining Theo Hernandez. And Fabrizio has said there's other priority positions that that Manchester United are considering. And that's what we're going to be looking for. So, yeah, that's fine. Not linked with Theo Hernandez. Happy, not upset at all. Some people want a new left back. Some people think Luke Shaw has been here for so long. But look, Luke Shaw has received a new contract. Malacia has just come in. They've both done well. Luke Shaw has also played a different position to his original position this season. And he's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. One of the best players he's been in Manchester United. Played in left back, fantastic. Played in centre back, fantastic. So why would you think to look for another left back? And especially when we don't have that much money, especially when we want to be spending our money wisely, we want to be savvy in the market. No need to look at Theo Hernandez. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you happy that we're not linked with Theo Hernandez? Are you upset? Let me know. The next topic I'll touch on the Bruno comments. Actually, a lot of comments have come out from Bruno Fernandes. Let me just quickly touch on them. Bruno Fernandes, whilst on international duty, has said, I feel privileged to be able to do this job, which is more than a job because it's always been our dream. It was also a childhood dream to play for Manchester United. And every time the manager asks me if I want to rest, I say no. This man, I mean, Bruno Fernandes, look, I've been critical of Bruno Fernandes at the when it was early on in the season, but he has won me over by a mile. Honestly, by a mile. I questioned a lot of things about his attributes. I questioned a lot of things how he plays, but I'll be very honest. He's won me over, and the way he speaks, it just fills me up with passion and joy all the time, and the way he leads by example, the way he performs on the pitch. Sure, he's not the most flamboyant. Sure, he moans and groans a little bit. And people can say, oh, they don't like this about Bruno and they don't like his attitude and he shouts at players. But I couldn't care less. That's his personality. That's how it is. And he speaks his absolute mind and heart all the time. He wears his heart on his sleeve. and he says things how it is. And this man is 100% captain material. This man gives 110% on the pitch. And you know what? It's infectious. That passion, that desire is infectious from Bruno Fernandes. So love that. He also says, I show up with the same energy and the same desire. It is obvious that the minutes will accumulate, but I am ready to give the best of myself because it's a great honor to be here. Fatigue will have to wait 2 more games. Obviously, he's on international duty, but boy, who doesn't love a player that's locked in? Who doesn't love a player that's willing to give 150% for your club? Please. I know there are some people who think Bruno Fernandes may not be good enough for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes may not be the quality for Manchester United, but in all honesty, his work rate, his desire, his passion, the leadership, the way he communicates and carries himself, it outweighs some of the critiques that people say. Super chat from, let me just quickly read it, from Glenny says, don't forget there is an AFCON in Jan and Feb, so we would lose him for a few weeks if we get Onana. And this is a very good point, actually, Glenny boy. Thank you for that comment. What would we do during those moments, during those months, if we lose Onana to international duty? What would happen then? Who would be, who would you prefer to be your second choice keeper? Who would you prefer to have when Onana's gone to Cameroon? Who would you prefer to be in between the sticks? For me, it's David De Gea. I'll be honest with you, over Dean Henderson. I know that it's a tough point, Christmas, just after Christmas period, halfway through the season, when a player is going on international duty, but we could have a decent second goalkeeper, and we should do. But yeah, people saying he's retired from international. Oh, okay, I totally slipped my mind. People caught me there with a super chat, but I didn't even know. Got me there with a super chat, didn't you? Cheeky bugger he is. Well, then there's no worry. Thank you very much for the chat, for reminding me of that. Whoever that was, well done. Got me there. Oh, yeah, there was a quote that came out, he retired, isn't it? Yeah, there was a quote. Was it not this season? Early on or something, that a quote came out? Yeah, thinking about it now. Got me there. Well done. Anyways, moving on from the Onana news, let's continue with the Bruno stuff that we're saying. Bruno also goes on to say, I'm always ready to play. There will come a time when I will be less used. So I want to make the most of the opportunities the coaches are giving me now. Again, Bruno Fernandes, even I remember against Brighton, limping, looking like he's injured. He posted a picture on his Instagram of him, his leg in a boot or something, and he's icing his calf/ankle area. But he still comes back strong, quick. I just don't understand what kind of breakfast Bruno Fernandes has, because the man never, ever, ever gets tired. He never, ever gets injured. I've seen him, obviously, during games, the way some players, opposition players, tackle him, and he still continues to play on and push on. He goes, obviously, he's got his arm around Garnacho's shoulder, Kubimayo's shoulder. You see him nurturing these younger players that are coming in. So 100%, man. What a team player he is. And that's the type of player you would want, I would want in our changing room. 100%. There's quotes from Paul Pogba as well that I'll get into just shortly. But yeah, in terms of Bruno Fernandes, look, I think it would be naive of us to think, Bruno Fernandes is aging. The manager gives him lots of opportunities. He's very fluid. He plays so many different positions. You ask him to play any position, he'll play, and he'll try and be the best player that he can be for Manchester United and give everywhere. He never complains. But I think it's important to understand Bruno Fernandes needs to play a particular role and a specialized role. I think he's better in the 8 than the 10. Some people may disagree. And I think it's important that we don't chop and change Bruno Fernandes to be on the right so much. Obviously not on the left. I don't prefer him on the left. His crossing from the right, it's good, but obviously we don't have a top world-class striker to be in the middle for his crosses. So yeah, I think it's important that we go and get a number 10, put Bruno in the 8, and let him be the specialist that he is, that he can be in the number 8. You see him spray the balls from deep as well to Rashford. You see him; he can find a great passes. He's the number 1 chance creator in the league. Creates the most chances. So let him play his specified role rather than chopping and changing his role every other game. But he gives everything, and he takes this opportunity to play for Manchester United. You can clearly see from his quotes that it means the world to him. Paul Pogba has some quotes as well. As some of you know, I absolutely adored Paul Pogba when he was in Manchester United. A lot of people had a lot to say about Paul Pogba, but I absolutely loved him. Paul Pogba has come out and said, I went back to Manchester United because I hadn't finished my job. I wanted to play with the first team. I did it. It was a goal achieved for me. We won, unfortunately, not the Premier League, but titles Manchester hadn't won in a long time. So he felt like he had unfinished business. We felt like we had unfinished business. The whole thing came around Pogba. He's back to Manchester. Obviously left very young, went to Juve, came back, and I think Paul Pogba was just a fantastic player. Things have happened, injuries have happened, managers have changed, situations have occurred where things didn't fruition as we thought it should, and people questioned the way Pogba carried himself. People questioned the way Pogba went about certain things during his injury. People complained his certain parts of his lifestyle, but look, on the ball, on his day, Paul Pogba was absolutely unreal, and nobody can take that away from Paul Pogba. I think the only thing was his injuries didn't help him. Manchester United obviously didn't have that ambition of building a huge team around Paul Pogba or bringing more players that could benefit Paul Pogba, and it didn't work out, and out he went. And obviously, if you guys saw that Paul Pogba documentary, by the way, that came out, I think it was on Amazon or something, wherever it was, but the Paul Pogba documentary, when it came out, you saw that him and his agent, rest in peace, when he was alive, you saw Paul wasn't happy with the contract talk with Manchester United. He felt like if Manchester United really wanted to keep him, they would put something on the table, and he felt like he wasn't getting enough, or the talks between the club and his agent and himself weren't going well, and he left. And it's sad that we couldn't cash in on him, in all honesty. I think a player like Paul Pogba shouldn't be leaving a club for free. I think that's where we went wrong. Regardless of what happened, that's where we went wrong. We should have kept Paul Pogba in terms of being able to sell him. We could have sold him a year earlier, but we didn't. And he walked for free, and we could have made some cash. And that's one thing I really, really dislike: a good player leaving Manchester United for free because of poor structure and poor business. Paul also says, my return to Juve, because it's really the club that helped push me, and really the love for the fans, the love from the club that I didn't receive in Manchester United. So he's very vocal about how he was treated in Manchester United. He feels like the fans, didn't appreciate him. I actually remember on a particular game, people complain about his hairstyle. I don't really understand why. Why would you complain about Paul Pogba's hairstyle? It didn't matter when Paul Pogba dyed his hair blue and helped us win against Man City. Didn't. Why would you? I know he didn't feel all the love, but it is what it is. Things didn't work out, and if things worked out, like look, Lisandro Martinez has come in, and we've given him all the praise and everything because it's worked out. He's been the best player you could have asked for, and also on top of that, Lisandro Martinez is has had so much negativity and critique from people, but for his height and etc. But he's come and straight away, absolutely straight away, hit the ball, hit the ground running. So yeah, Paul didn't feel respected. He didn't feel the love, and he feels like he felt the love from Juve. But unfortunate for him, he's not really played that many games for Juve this season, has he? Injury, has riddled him all this season, and he came back from injury, had a little bit of burst, and then injured again. So it is what it is. But he also says, I was quite surprised when I came back to England already with the transfer. They put a label on me. It was quite sad, but it's two clubs that I really like that made me grow, and I can only say thank you to these two clubs. So he does say some positive things, to be fair, and thank you very much for your time in Manchester United, and we wish him nothing but the best going forward. In all honesty, I hope he can come back from injury well, and he's still got loads more to give in world of football. Moving on from Paul Pogba, quickly moving on, I'll touch on quick report that's come out that Eric Bailly is linked with Real Betis. Contract runs out in 2024 because of the extension. I want to ask quickly, because I actually can't make my mind up. How much money do you think we could make from Eric Bailly? 10 million? 15? 20 million? I'm not really, I don't know. Comment down below with some numbers. Let's hear some numbers. Because again, need to sell players, need to understand how much Maguire can go for, need to make sure how much Eric Bailly could be sold for. Dean Henderson, 30 million, hopefully, fingers crossed. Scott McTominay or Fred, who could be leaving? Who else? Couple of players we need to be. Is Lindelof going to stay? It feels like Lindelof is going to stay. You know, Ten Hag there's been approaches from clubs, and Ten Hag has said no, absolutely no. People are saying 5 million for Eric Bailly. But Jess Kieran says, I even forgot about Eric Bailly. I just can't forget about Mr. Jackie Chan with his slide tackles. You cannot forget him. I think Eric Bailly could be sold for 10 to 15 million. I do, and I think. It's a time to whoever comes in, like the likes of Real Betis, or even if Marseille decide to keep him. I know Marseille are not at the moment deciding to keep him, but the loan was with an obligation to buy. Let Eric Bailly leave. Of course, he's up for sale already. Don't forget Anthony Martial as well. What do we do with him? Anthony Martial, how much money can we make for him? Someone says sell Bailly. SJ says I loved Bailly. I did. I personally loved Bailly, but it didn't work out. Eric Ten Hag actually wanted to keep Bailly. Don't forget. It did come out. Eric Bailly did say that the gaffer spoke to me. He wanted to keep me, but at that point, I was done. I wanted to go and play minutes. I felt like I wasn't going to get the minutes in Manchester United, so I left on loan. And Ten Hag said he wanted to keep him, but it's okay. It's okay to move on from players. I think 10 to 15 million would be some good business for Eric Bailly if we manage to go and get him, in all honesty. And that money could be used for a different player. Quickly, as well, moving on to Rasmus Hojlund. This one is interesting, and I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. Rasmus Hojlund, the agent has been speaking to Atalanta, and the number that's been thrown around is 100 big ones for Rasmus Hojlund. And I can't sugarcoat this, but I'm annoyed. I'm very, very annoyed. I'm actually upset. I'm pissed off. Excuse my French. I'm really peed off. Why is it that it's always us? When we're linked with a player that not many people or nobody's linked with, especially someone who isn't world class, why do the clubs rob us all the time? I remember on the morning show, someone had told me that it's the same person dealing with Rasmus Hojlund deal is the same person who was dealing with Maguire deal. Oh my goodness. I hope it's fake. I do. Jambo, I hope it's fake. Because 100 million is absolutely diabolical. It's a joke. It's a piss take. And you're taking me for a mug. Absolutely taking me for a mug. How can Rasmus Hojlund be worth anything more than 50 million? And 50 million is too much for me anyways. I want to do savvy business. Man City's business. Look at the way they do business, right? So no. And obviously he's come out with some quotes before. He said he wants to look for a move. He wants to go to a bigger club. I hope it's fake. I hope this news is fake because it sounds fake. 100 million for Rasmus Hojlund. I mean, where does that news come up from? Who cooked up that news? Why would you even tweet something like that or put something like that if that's fake? Slow news day, as some people say, right? Slow news day. Another thing as well with this Rasmus Hojlund deal. Harry Kane is someone, Ten Hag has this mantra, no risk. I covered this earlier on in the morning show, this no risk mantra for strikers. Let's not take any risk. So if it's no risk, why would you be willing to delay this deal any longer? Why? Super chat from Kamya as well says, fast for president. Mate, president. I'll tell you what. I know it's a good comment, actually. I'll tell you what. I've had some thoughts, just not now, but just in general. What would I do if I was president? What are the changes I would make? It's a lot. I wouldn't want to get into it now. That's for another stream, maybe on my own. Darren, thank you very much for the contribution. Says, any news on strikers? I would like Hojlund and Muani. Well, yeah, with the Hojlund deal, nothing really solid and concrete has come out. In all honesty, it's still Manchester United interest FC. We're interested. We wanna talk to you. We like you, but when are you ask? I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. When are you asking me out on a date? Stop this interest FC. Every player interest. Oh my goodness. We know how much the player's worth. We know he wants a move. We want the move. So please, let's talk. Let's have dinner together. Let's get this deal over the line. Other clubs are making the deals happen. Let's do this. We are window shopping all the time. Thank you very much for that comment. Man United are window shoppers. That's the song I can think of. Always interest FC and window shopping FC. And we leave it until pre-season start. We leave it until Manchester United have gone on pre-season. We leave it until the last moments of the transfer window and having to overpay. I don't understand why. It grinds my gears. Honestly, it really, really annoys me. It's one of my pet peeves with Manchester United, why they take so much time. Honestly, monitoring FC. Monitoring what? Monitoring what? Quinn Star, thank you very much for the contribution. Says, go and get Thuram on a free. That's another one. Again, Marcus Thuram isn't the worst player in the world. He's not. He's young, 25 years old. Why wouldn't you want to go and get Marcus Thuram on a free? Man United just like to sit there and watch. It's like people watching. They go in the transfer market, sit there with their Sangria, Arnold and Murta, and they just sip their drink and watch teams run through players and buy players. And they're like, By the time they go, it's closing time. Transfer market's closing. We do have money. There's a budget aside for this transfer. So why not go and get him? And also, let's not forget, Rasmus Hojlund isn't our number one option for striker. It's not. It was Harry Kane. It was Victor Osimhen. But we don't want to go and break the bank and go and pay that money. We don't want to be that team that get deals done quick. Go and sell these players, allocate this money to our number one priority, a striker, bring the striker in. Let's start preparing for preseason. We thought we were going to get McAllister. Obviously, some links didn't happen. Caicedo, some links not happening at the moment. Mason Mount, links. Interest. Chelsea are not budging. I don't understand what Manchester United actually do behind the scenes. I'll be honest. The fax machine is broke, and so are the emails, because Man United probably sending emails, and the Wi-Fi is crap as it is in Old Trafford. Nothing's going through. I honestly, I'm really sorry, guys, but I hate it. I absolutely hate it. This deal should have been done, signed, sealed, delivered by now. Agreement in principle. This is the price. This is what you want. We want the player. This is the money. Let's talk. How much? 50 million will give you 35. No, 40. Okay, let's start going. Let's start making a deal happen. You're coming on a date, you're sitting down, and you're telling me how much you want for this player. And until you tell me, I'm not leaving this table, and neither are you. I want this player. End of discussion. Remember Sir Alex Ferguson making deals like this. I am not leaving this building until I get Cristiano Ronaldo. End of discussion. No, I want Wayne Rooney. That's simple as. I want Rio Ferdinand. Simple as. I want Vidic. Simple as. Go and make the deal happen. Why can we not do this now? Kim Min-jae is now linked with Bayern Munich because we're fiddling about. We're toying with our tongues. It annoys. Honestly, I'm sweating sat here. I need some cold water. Barrel with the super chat says, sell Dean 30 million, Onana 40, sell Fred McTominay 50 million, Mount Rabiot 60 million, sell Martial 50 million, Hojlund Thuram 50 million, spending 55 million. Barrel, would you like a job in Manchester United? Because I would like to hire you, even though I'm not the owner. But I'd like to hire you because you're talking sense. I don't know what Manchester United board are doing. Are they playing table tennis in Old Trafford or Carrington? What are they doing? Darren with the super chat again says, I think it's not experienced enough. Another player we should be going for is Evan Ferguson. There was lots of talks about Evan Ferguson earlier on whilst the season was going on, but those links have gone quiet, in all honesty, and it's always been the Rasmus Hojlund deal. It's always been, Harry Kane, then it was Victor Osimhen, then it was Rasmus Hojlund. You know what Manchester United are? They can't make their mind up. They never can. Who do you want? What's your type? Do you have a type? Is there a certain profile of player that you like? If you do, let's go for that. Tall, good on the ball, good aerial threat, all of these things. You want this? Well, let's go. I don't understand. Do Manchester United actually know what they want? We were linked with Jordan Pickford. For what? How? Why are we linked with Jordan Pickford? He's not my type. Honestly, he's not my type. Why are we? I thought we want a ball playing goalkeeper. Why are we linked with Jordan Pickford? It don't make sense. Other clubs look like they know who their type is. They know the players they want, and they go and get those players. But we fail. Season in, season out. Window in, window out. I hope when, if and when Qataris come in, I hope they get a new board. Honestly. I hope they bring a board that can communicate with the manager. I want X, Y, and Z. Please let go and bring these players. Don't take me on dates with people that's not my type. Take me on dates with people that's my type. Let's talk to those players. So yeah, honestly, I feel upset. I can't lie. I actually feel upset. I like Gonçalo Ramos, fantastic player. Could be great in Manchester United. I like Harry Kane, fantastic player. I like Hojlund. Okay, can you get Harry Kane? No, Daniel Levy is stingy. Okay, out the window. Thank you very much. See you later. Can you get Victor Osimhen? No, he's too much money. Okay, thank you very much. Out the window. Do you like Rasmus Hojlund? Yes, good price. Yes, Atalanta want to sell. Rasmus wants to move. Let's go and make the deal. If I was the owner of Manchester United, I would be going berserk. But the Glazers are not going berserk. They sleep well at night. I promise you. I promise you, Joel and Abraham Glazer sleep very, very well at night, knowing that in the transfer market, we move like donkeys. Absolute donkeys. All the time. It's frustrating. Honestly, it's frustrating. I don't know where Manchester United will go in this transfer window with these signings. The Mason Mount deal is another one, right? Let's talk about the Mason Mount deal for a little bit, shall we? 70 million price tag. I don't want to pay 70 million. 40 million. Okay, 40 million gets rejected. No problem. Arsenal were in the race. Arsenal got rejected. Arsenal might be interested. Okay, whatever. It's cool. You're on the table with me. It's me and you having dinner. Let's negotiate. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. Why? I'll think about it, FC. I'll come back to you, FC. I don't get it. I really don't get it. The board should be going in, looking at players, thinking, this is my minimum, this is my maximum. That's how much I'm going to pay. Take it or leave it. You know, if you don't, thank you very much. See you later. If you change your mind, give me a WhatsApp. Drop me an iMessage. Send me a voice note. If you don't change your mind, I'm off. Kim Min-jae is another one. His release clause will be triggered in a few weeks. He's already linked with other clubs. Why? Why are we not saying, okay, agreement in principle? And guess what? Let me again jog your memory a little bit. Same thing happened last summer. Arnold and Murta went to Spain, went to Italy to sign Rabiot. They were linked with Timber. Timber didn't work. So if that's the case, why not put agreements in principle with Anthony and Lisandro Martinez? Van der Sar, how you doing? You all right? Okay. I want Anthony. I want Lisandro Martinez. I've got a flight to catch to Spain to see if I can get Frankie de Jong. Here's the money. I've put it aside. I've agreed. See you later. Done. Agreements in principle. Dilly-dallied about all summer. Come end of the summer, 100 million for Anthony. 50 or 60 million for Lisandro Martinez. Again, shagged. Manchester United, again, shagged. Imagine we spoke to Edwin van der Sar, said, thank you very much for Erik ten Hag. Love you. Kisses. I'm going to call you back for Anthony and Martinez. Please, they're mine. I promise you. Here's my agreement in principle. Let's talk in a few weeks. Let me go and see if I can secure Frankie de Jong. If I can't, cool. I've got the money here. We'll make it work somehow. Oh, Man United just love flirting all the time, flirting with everyone, and I hate flirting. I don't like flirting. I like 4-3-3. Let's go and sign some players and bring these players in. Kim Min-jae, release clause. I hope Manchester United better be triggering this release clause, because I don't want to be linked with Axel Disasi. I'll be very honest. I don't want to be linked with a different player. This, that, Bella Kochaps and all of this. No. Kim Min-jae is the number one centre back that we could be getting to replace Harry Maguire, and what a replacement that would be! What a replacement that would be! A player who's very well established, a player who's achieved great things. I know he's only one season in his club, so go. It doesn't matter. Again, call Napoli. Hello, I'm interested. I like you. I know the price. I know what you want. I know the player would love to come to us. Sit down with me. Come and sit down with me. Let's have dinner. What do you want? Pasta, bolognese, whatever? Let's talk. Release clause comes in. I'll trigger it. Let me talk to the player. Let me get his agreement done. Let's get it. Nobody else is allowed to be attached. That's how Sir Alex used to do deals. That's how the people back then used to do these deals. And we have fallen so far from there. So far. So far. And we need to be getting Kim Min-jae. I'll be honest, if Harry Maguire goes, Varane is fantastic as number one. But again, let's be honest, Varane, he might get injured. Where does it leave us then? Lindelof, God touch wood, God forbid, if Lindelof stays, what if he gets injured? We don't want to be in a scenario like this season where we didn't have a striker and we didn't have centre-backs. We had to tell Luke Shaw to be a makeshift centre-back, and thankfully for us, Luke Shaw did a fantastic job in the centre-back. Absolute fantastic job. But what if he didn't? Absolutely. What if he didn't? These deals need to happen quick. Absolutely needs to happen quick. Go and get Onana. Go and get Rasmus Hojlund. Go and get Kim Min-jae. These three. Done. Then go and look at the other options that you want to get. A couple other midfield. Mason Mount is in there as well. You could look at, some other midfielders, etc. We could make that happen. There are talks about, obviously not talks, but just a couple of things about Sabitzer as well. Will Manchester United keep Sabitzer? That's another one as well. I don't really know. Should we be keeping Sabitzer in Manchester United? I know he's not the youngest player. 30, 40 million for Marcel Sabitzer. Is that the money that we should be spending for Marcel? Again, why not put that money towards the likes of Mason Mount? I think there's a deal to be made around 55 million. I think Chelsea will agree, because Chelsea are already spending and they need players to exit soon. Kovacic is linked as well to be leaving the club, and if they're making Kovacic leave for 30 million, something like that, 40 million. Why would you? And Kovacic is 28 years old, and you have Mason Mount who's 24 and 60, 70 million. Absolute madness. Absolute madness. And it's no way am I paying that much for Mason Mount in a season where he's not even had any moments, barely any minutes, and not been part of Chelsea's team starting 11 at all. He's young and there could be potential there, but no. I know a few people have said Lavia, Timber coming as well. I know Erik ten Hag was heavily linked with right backs all season, and then Bissaka came back. Those links and those things died out a little bit. But again, it's not a right back that's the priority. It's the centre back that's the priority. It's the goalkeeper. It's the striker. It's a midfielder. These are priorities as well. I just don't know. Scott McTominay is another one. Should he be sold? Should we be selling Scott McTominay? And this takeover thing, right? Again, another topic I'll touch on quickly. This takeover stuff. The incorporation date came out. We were on the forum live. It went crazy. Online, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere went crazy. But then Sir Jim Ratcliffe stuff came out, and then journalists started saying, "Oh, don't take this as a sign that it's done or anything. This actually happened months ago. This is very normal. This is okay. It doesn't mean that the deal is done." But why would they incorporate it just now? Quinn says, any news on Lavia from Southampton? No, there's nothing much really. There's not really heavy links around Lavia. Again, Lavia would be a good option as well, but we're not linked with him at the moment. It's been Kim Min-jae, solid, but Kim Min-jae is linked with Bayern Munich. It's been Rasmus Hojlund all along. It's been Rabiot as well on free, and that's another one. If Rabiot is on a free, why not go and secure him already? He's free. The player is free. At least make a free signing. At least go and get the free signing. People are saying Disasi as well to Manchester United. Disasi is another one. I'm not really sure on Axel Disasi because Kim Min-jae is the same age, much better player, much more established, similar price tag. So for me, Axel Disasi doesn't even come in conversation. Absolutely. When you're comparing Axel Disasi to Kim Min-jae, there is absolute no comparison at all. So we shouldn't even be talking about Axel Disasi. It's not like a Harry Kane deal where we can't make it happen because of Daniel Levy being so stingy. Go and make this deal happen. Go and make this deal happen. But free agent players, we can't secure. Players who have transfer release clause, we can't secure. Players, who want to leave the club, the likes of Rasmus Hojlund, we can't secure. And the transfer market goes on. It'll go on until the end, and Manchester United will be overpaying. I actually doubt if we can get 4 players at this rate. I really do. I hope, like Mark said, agents are telling him that Manchester United are going around telling clubs and players that they're interested. I hope that this scenario changes soon and we start making some deals happen, because boy oh boy, when the transfer market is coming to an end, Manchester United will be scrambling for players, just like last season and the season before, and it's always been the case. And I want to make sure if we're getting big name players, we get them properly and we get them early. That's the most important thing out of everything. Get the big name players out the way. If a big name player is going to be like a Rasmus Hojlund, a Mason Mount for 50 or 60 million, go and get these done early so then you can know what you're going to sell. It's like the same person who's selling the player is buying the player, so he's overloaded with work. But these are the latest topics right now. Rasmus Hojlund, 100 million, it seems fake. I know Mark reacted to it and online people reacted to it as well. But there's no way. Absolutely no way. He's signed to the similar agency as Erik ten Hag, and this deal should happen quicker rather than later. Absolutely quicker rather than later. And we know we have a 250 million pound budget or somewhere around those lines. And if that's the case, then it should be used wisely, and we should be cashing in on players. Like I said, and I'll repeat this, I'm not against David De Gea staying as a second keeper. I'm not. There are concerns from Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag, doesn't know if he's going to keep him or etc. But we'll see. We'll see as the market goes on. Now that Chelsea are out of the race, it's a clear race for Manchester United. They can start negotiations straight away. And I'm hoping by next week, if Manchester United want to move serious in the market, you want to be able to go and get Onana on 50 million, 40 million euros. Absolutely. Why not? And when will be the time when Manchester United can negotiate a bit better? When will it be the time? There's Caicedo or Mason Mount as well that we need to be speaking to. Do we want, if Chelsea wants 60, 70 million, I would much rather spend that money on Moises Caicedo. Much rather spend that money on Moises Caicedo. I wonder what you guys think as well. Would you prefer Moises Caicedo or would you prefer Mason Mount? Because if Moises Caicedo comes in, could play the number 8 next to Casemiro, double pivot as well, and put Bruno Fernandes in the 10, where we've done that before. Bruno Fernandes in the 10 is a fantastic player. He creates loads of chances. So why not? I think Mason Mount has loads of talent and etc., but he's not that level of player yet anyways, and we haven't seen it. People are saying Caicedo already. I would love to know why someone would say they would want Mount instead of Caicedo, because Caicedo's more proven. He's done a better job in his team, whereas Mason Mount hasn't done anything. So on what basis would you say Mason Mount is better than Caicedo? Right now, as of right now, on what basis? On what example? Based on what games and what have you seen? Because one player who's been in a semi-final, who's absolutely balled out of control all season, who's been linked with big clubs, and then you have another player who's barely played any minutes, who's not done anything, not linked with huge clubs other than Arsenal, but I don't really take that as serious because Arsenal pulled out straight away or got rejected, whatever it is. And Chelsea have got a huge price tag on him. then I want to know why you guys want Mason Mount. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. But we'll see. We will see what happens. There'll be the shows tomorrow coming morning and evening as well. So make sure you tune in for that. But yeah, for the people that are wondering, Old Trafford is behind me, as you can see, just there. Old Trafford is there. So I'm not far away from home. But hopefully Manchester United can make some deals happen within the next few weeks. Hopefully next week we see some deals getting closer and signed. We thought that the Mason Mount deal was done, but it's not. It got rejected. We thought that the Rasmus Hojlund deal would get signed off quick, but it's not. And it's the same thing again and again and again and again. It's not just us, it's you guys. This comes down to all of you fans. You guys are getting the same thing because Manchester United are just not able to secure a player. If Manchester United had secured a player by now, let's say, I would have sat here and talked to you about what we can expect. I would have sat here and told you, right, we've just signed this player. This is what we can expect from him. This is what I'm looking forward to. Okay, this is what we need to do to be creative. This is the formation that we could play. But nobody's been signed. Not even a goalkeeper, not even a free player. So we're here. We're here. But big up everyone. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the super chats as well. And I'll catch you on tomorrow's show. At some point, anyways, for tomorrow's show. Make sure you have a good evening. Make sure if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We will bring you any latest news that comes out, any breaking news, any transfer news, whatever comes out. Manchester, it's not down to us actually. It's down to Manchester United to make these things happen. So if Manchester United do make these things happen, we will be the ones to bring it to you as fast as we can. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully, Kim Min-jae doesn't go anywhere and comes to us. Hopefully, Rasmus Hojlund deal gets done quick. Hopefully, Chelsea stop trying to rinse us. And hopefully, we can have a good transfer window and this takeover situation gets sorted quick. That's the most important thing. Get this takeover situation sorted quick. So thank you very much. Take care. Have a good evening. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace, everyone. Take care.